make sure I turn the ignition back off. I put the vehicle in park, pop the hood, unlock the doors. Typically, they'll lock and then you have to run around to check the cabin filter one more time. So the next thing I do is I go to under hood. It's the first one on the list and it takes a few seconds for it to kind of boot up. Enter your amperage rating, 750 amps in this case, and then go ahead, do the battery test. And this one's bad. And good or bad, you want a picture. And then done. Take another. You always want to get a picture of the battery, as much as you can, the brand. Different vehicles have different group sizes. That way, if they're gonna, when they're building the estimate, they know they don't have to ask any questions. If you see any corrosion or anything, goofy going on, and then if I'm already looking, I usually take a picture, even if it's good. And from here, it's fluids. So starting with brake fluid, I use a light. Battery fluid looks fine. Still want to take a picture. We're not going to go into like a sealed transmission type of deal or anything like that, but if they're accessible, you want to take a picture of them. So coolant slightly low. Get a picture. Okay. Power steering. That looks good. Oil and filter. From experience, you want to look at the sticker if it has one. This vehicle didn't have a sticker, but you always want to get the oil level. All too often we see cars with very little oil. Happens every day. This one's right on the money. Looks good. Transmission fluid. This does not have a dipstick, so if it's due by mileage, I typically just take a picture of the transmission. If not, if you know the transmission doesn't need any service, you can just, mark it green. Fluid leaks, this is a visual inspection. I mean, if your eyes and your flashlight can't pick it up, but I usually take a picture of the fluid, like the top of the engine. Even though there's no leaks, you're building value in their vehicle. Air filter. This one doesn't look too bad, but you want to take a picture. You spend all that work getting it out. Take a picture of it. Cabin filter we're going to skip over because typically they're in the glove box. But if they're in the engine compartment, then you would check it now. I usually get everything done and then clean my hands and go before I go into somebody's glove box to check it. Radiator assembly, coolant hoses. I usually take a picture of the belt. Tune-up, I do know that this does not need a tune-up. I did check the history on this car before doing the inspection, but I'm going to take a picture of the engine bay. Everything that is in yellow, or that you're going to check yellow or red, needs a picture, period. Refrigerant type, that was already inputted 134, so that's not going to change. If it's blank, just let us know if it's 12, the YF or the regular. If you see anything wrong, like on this vehicle, the washer fill spout is little push pin, fell out. That's something that we'd just replace, no charge anyway, but let's take a picture of it that way. And then you just want to write a description, like washer filler has fallen, replace plastic clip. And then I even noted no charge, just need a clip. That way they're not trying to build an estimate for that. They understand what you mean. And from here, it's basically jumping in the passenger side and checking that cabin filter after I wash my hands. Whenever I inspect a cabin filter, I really try not to move much for the vehicle, for the customer. So in this case, it's in the glove box here. So if I do have to remove some, I kind of treat it like everything is going to go back pretty much exactly how it went in. And I've even taken a picture of what it looked like. That way we're not disturbing much in this case. Take it out. This one's not too bad. It's maybe a yellow. I just got to go back to the cabin filter on my under the hood here. I'll mark it yellow. European car or anything that's, you know, very difficult to do. Typically just that, hey, when was the last time, you know, when was the last time you replaced your cabin filter? A great amount of time to get to them. Didn't mention, but when we're under the hood, if you do find anything like fluid low, we need to top it off right then and there. You know, we don't want to send anybody out of here low on oil or low on coolant or anything.